And we are back with the final series of the evening. This is a long time in the making, but we finally have the two non-Korean players facing off here in this Group A. And by final series, I mean final series of this group, as Kuro will remind me. That's what I meant, but of course I gotta specify. I gotta specify everything. You know, we don't want the lawyers to come at us. We don't want the legal team to hound us. You always have to specify. Make sure that there's no case. Make sure that you're always innocent. Go. Anyway, what are we doing? The final series of Group A. It is going to be a TvP, the only two non-Koreans in this group.
Yeah, I don't know how it turned out this way, but you know, we have been following Haas a lot.
We are the Haas stream
today. Yes,
the
yes,
dedicated Haas stream.
We've become the dedicated Haas stream. We've been casting him against everyone pretty much. I think there's this one series that we didn't cast from him, but yeah, we will be having.
And that was because they were on the mainstream, I do believe.
Yeah, they were on the mainstream. But yeah. Again, it's unfortunate that both of these players they can no longer advance. Haas, he's coming out of this group last. SpeCial, second last. It's the top three that make it through, but they can still play this out, and I do believe this still affects their earnings, their prize money.
Yes, it will. I'm not sure what the exact number is, but last year in IEM Katowice, for every I believe it was series win during the group stage, the winner of that was going to be taking home $200. So this is incentive. Haas so far has not won a single series. He does not want to go home empty-handed.
That he does not. He wants to at least take one win under his belt, but we will see if he's able to do so against his Terran opponent as we do load in to this first game.
And coming in with the final series of the group, here we have it. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, in the bottom right-hand corner of Nightshade, LE. He is the Guardian of Guadalajara, the only Terran player in this group, and the entire Mexican hope. Unfortunately, not going to be advancing, but he can still fight for some bragging rights and a couple of mullahs. Everybody get ready. He is the Juanito from Chivo. Get your Doritos ready for SpeCial. Otherwise known as Juan told me to put TY's teacher here.
God damn.
I forgot that was his nickname.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. And in the top left-hand corner, we have the Protoss player. Also, unfortunately, not going to be making it out of this group, but still win a series. He is representing the Haitian Republic, as well as Taiwan and J-Team. It is Haas.
And these two players, I think there is a little bit of a rivalry between them. SpeCial, he was eliminated by Haas back in the day during a WCS, and he has not let that lie down. SpeCial did get his revenge a little bit later on in GSL versus the World, but I think the understanding between these two, the rivalry was forged that day. I would like to imagine that SpeCial is preparing specifically for Haas.
Yeah, and I imagine, you know, there's also that feeling, right, where Haas right now, he's taken maps, but he hasn't taken a series, and if you're SpeCial, you don't necessarily want to be that one player that does go down to Haas, like in the group, right? Like, it does stand out. So SpeCial, you know, gonna be looking to be very vigilant with his scouting, I would say. Like, that's probably the most important thing he has to do, especially in the PvT.
And that's what Reapers are for. Yeah, go Reapers. Haas is not really showing anything too out of the ordinary, which means that it's very out of the ordinary if you're Haas, or if you're following Haas. But SpeCial, he needs to confirm. He needs to know what is coming at him. He sees the Stargate, and he should know at this point. There shouldn't be too much. Just tries to get a little bit more probe kills, be annoying, keep Haas on his toes. Can't let your opponent get too comfortable, as SpeCial does bunker up.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of a shame because we actually got to cast SpeCial in a TvP earlier today. We saw SpeCial versus Parting, and that was an insane series. And it was so cool to see SpeCial just really just dominate Parting in that series. And he even took a map off of stats
Yeah.
as well. And to see a player like SpeCial who we've seen play so well today, just in unable
He
to
is
advance.
he is a player known for his preparation, and once he saw I'm going to be playing a heck of a lot of TvP, that's what I need. That's what I need to focus on.
Yeah, and now we're gonna see more of it here against Haas. But Haas, he's a beast in him, like of his own. He's known for playing like his own style, and we'll see how he's able to.
Not actually
adapt
bringing
to
the
it.
trademark this time, but that's probably for the best if you want House to really do too well. There is a little bit of annoyance here with the Adepts, with the Oracle. Does delay so much mining time for SpeCial, but the mine does connect. No recall on these Adepts, and the Oracle is still here, but the Viking
Oh,
is not actually going to focus on it. This Oracle is going to get a heck of a lot of SCV kills before being chased back. Viking
yeah, and important
is
to note
not
that
quite as fast as the Oracle.
at the same time, SpeCial was dealing probe damage of his own and did manage to kill 5 drones as well, 5 probes, I should say. So both
You have the
dealing.
Hellion waiting, yeah.
Yeah. So each player, hitting each other's economy and coming out like relatively even towards the end. But we do have Haas going for his third base.
This is a disco ball play right here. This is Protoss balls, if you will. No disruptors yet, but anything can happen.
Oh my god.
And speaking of anything can happen, a single widow mine can take out half of the Oracle count of Haas, just like that.
Yeah. Nicely placed Widowmine by SpeCial, catching that Oracle out of position. Oh, actually landing his
I like
Viking.
this landed Vikings. Yeah, they do have a little bit more health. 6 probes are able to get absolutely shredded by those miniguns, but it will be cleaned off by these stalkers. I think that was probably a good call for SpeCial to commit to more probe damage there.
Yeah, I imagine he decided that after he killed the Oracle. He's like, okay, there's only 1 Oracle left. I don't need this Viking as much. May as well sack it and get some probe damage done in the process. So very nicely done.
Very nicely done. But while only 1 Oracle was taken out, another Oracle is still alive. It's already making itself useful.
Yeah, getting some stats wards down. Making sure or trying to catch a couple of units moving out. It's an ideal situation. And also scout as well, right? Like if he moves out, he'll be able to see them. So yeah, they have its
See
uses.
them, stop them, or you'll usually stop them, I should say. Haas is playing macro. It's building up.
Yeah, and SpeCial, like interestingly enough, like we've seen him play against Parting and Stats this battle mech style, right? And instead we've got a bunch of racks coming.
Yep, Bio being... Well, SpeCial does like to mix it up quite a bit, whether he's playing Battle Mech or whether he's playing Bio. This indicates to me that SpeCial is going for his two-base push. This time, he doesn't have the Banshees like we see him do versus Parting.
I was about to say
if
that
you're looking for cloak units... If you want cloak units, though, Haas has got you covered. That is a Dark Shrine coming down. Immediately rip this one Widow Mine, but it does trigger the Stasis Ward and make sure that the rest of the army is safe.
Yeah, I was about to say that we did see SpeCial whip out this build and execute it against Parting extremely well. Oh
no!
I was a little bit worried. That was the Spanish caster.
Okay, probably.
No. Vincent's Portuguese. It's okay.
Yeah, all right. So good.
Oh, good. Yeah, I think that maybe Enki or Horus, as that was the B stream for these Spanish casters. And SpeCial does confirm there is a third.
Yeah, he does. He confirms what is at the third as well. He does not confirm the Dark Shrine, though. And that is something that does worry me. That being said, though, SpeCial does have the Raven out, so it's not like it's going to be the end of the world.
Yeah, it will depend on whether those DTs hit while he's out on the map with that Raven, though.
Storprism wants to go in. The DTs are already being warped. They are starting to go in, but I think they're actually going to run right into the Raven, unfortunately.
Yeah,
SpeCial has seen something, and now he's
lost it.
Man. They're doing this.
Yeah, he's ready for it. He knows. He had his.
Well,
he had
he's
his
ready
Raven.
for the DTs. But is he ready for this Warp Prism?
Oh,
He actually
my
was.
God.
Wow, okay, SpeCial. Ever ready, 10 steps ahead. Look at the brain on this guy.
Completely shuts down Haas's aggression, denies the DTs, denies the Warp Prism, denies the Oracle
Kills
as
the
well.
Oracle.
Mate.
This is SpeCial. We did say that once he knew he was playing a lot of TvP, he prepared a heck of a lot. We see it in his game versus Parting, and now we're seeing it here versus Haas.
Yeah, and there we have it. Now
His
it's his time to push out.
And his push is so potent right now.
Yeah, and he has so much energy for his Raven. I imagine he's going to anti-armor missile the entire army, and there it is.
The Archons are not in position to really punish this, but there is that flank with the Zealots and a very good force field from Haas. The Zealots, though, they are not as powerful as they used to be, and they are starting to get taken down. The Archon is getting very badly bloodied, but Haas does manage to keep them alive. These Zealots, man, they are invaluable right now. They are acting as a real good buffer. They're keeping SpeCial back, and the win has kind of been knocked out of SpeCial's sails.
Yeah, surprisingly, so Haas is able to push SpeCial back, especially he was trying to push in with his bio, but his tanks weren't really sieged up. They weren't ready to support his units, so it was just pure bio against all of these Zealots and Archons, and Haas was able to push him back and stay in this game.
But if Plan A succeeds, go to Plan B. And SpeCial, he's looking to get to that stage of a TvP where you just want to pick your opponent apart with multi-pronged drops. One drop goes right into the main as Haas does move out. Look at this mine placement from SpeCial, though.
Yeah, just ready at any moment to catch some stray units. But Haas, he isn't returning back home. He's still posturing in the middle of the map, looking to find an angle to push in. I'm not too sure if he's going to find one, though, especially like SpeCial at home. I imagine he's sieged up and ready for anything.
This lib, though, wow. 10 probes already being knocked down from Haas. SpeCial, he's showing off that he really is the teacher of TY. Look at that SCV count. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Yeah. I mix it up with the army count. My mistake. This is a new interface. Not quite used to.
We do have to get used to the new interface. As you can see, there are these icons now instead. It does look quite nice. But Haas, he was posturing in the middle of the map, trying to poke in as that drop was happening, but didn't
moving in. Does get the anti-armor, but will Haas fight here? Already loses a single Archon. The mines are starting to get borrowed. Very good force fields, but is it going to be enough? Haas is retreating. He's got to retreat. He cannot fight this Bioforce from SpeCial if you actually look at the army supply.
That he can't, and especially with that anti-armor debuff in effect, where it does run out, and now it is his opportunity to turn around, but all these Widow Mines, though, they hit all of his Zealots, and he's forced back once again.
The micro is not even a factor right now when there's this much on the map from the Terran player. GG is called, and SpeCial takes game number 1 in this best of 3 series. I told you SpeCial was preparing for Haas specifically.
Specifically. No one else.
Nobody else.
But SpeCial, he looked insane in that game. Like, he was able to defend against all 3. If you recall, the DTs tried to come in, the Warp Prism tried to come in, the Oracle came in as well, like all almost at the same time, and just like that, SpeCial just shut it all down. It was amazing. Mate.
It was. This is why SpeCial is the 10 steps ahead, man, if you will. Showing off that he really is TY's teacher and not the other way around.
Yeah, and again, like I see like the same SpeCial that played against Parting in that match, and it's kind of a shame because again, we didn't really get to cast SpeCial versus stats, but
what I think if this proves anything, like we are SpeCial's lucky charm. He will play insanely well when we cast him.
He needs the CranKy Ducklings casting him to be able to win. We give him our energy.
That is a secret. Even though we are the dedicated Haas stream.
But yeah, GG, well played by SpeCial. Just absolutely, just having a really good performance.
Control. You could see that Haas was trying to take control of the map and trying to set the pace of that game, but SpeCial was not having any of that. Shut it down and took over his own control. Mate.
Mates. And yeah, now we're just getting ready. We're in the lobby for game number 2 of this series. Potentially the last game. We'll see. As I mean, I not gonna lie, I kind of want to see Haas whip out a little bit of cheese.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen Haas. We've seen this new side of Haas consistently throughout IEM Katowice. Will he go back to his roots? I think a lot of us, Wax Angel in particular, would like to see that.
Yeah, I'm
he
sure
did
we
show
all want
off.
to see it.
He did tease it a little bit, but didn't quite commit to it. Versus Parting or versus Stark. This is the time. This is the call.
Yeah, we have seen sparks of that old Haas. We've seen proxies, we've seen cannon rushes. Like he's been doing it, but again, like he just hasn't been able to take an entire series today, and that could change now. This is game number 2. This isn't it.
Nothing to lose.
Haas,
He's
exactly.
throwing off all of the weights. The pressure is off his shoulders. All that pressure to think, no, I have to play macro. I have to play better. I've got to improve. Pressure's off, man. No holes barred.
Duh.
All right, we do have all of our commentators in the lobby, all of our observers, the analyst desk, and our players are looking to get in to this. Could possibly be the final game of Group A, at least for them.
Just realized there are quite a lot of Latin American casters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course they're gonna cast. Of course they're gonna cast special.
True, very true. I was gonna say they do have a similar setup to us, where they have like a team of casters that they rotate in and out, which is pretty cool.
That's how it's done.
Setting the trend, man.
There's something I just like to flex whenever Creekon's like. And speaking of trends, here we have it in the top left-hand corner of the map, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ephemeron LE. We've got the blue Protoss, what could very well be the final map he plays tonight. He's going to have to win this and then win another map in order to not walk home empty-handed. Can he pull it off? And I think a lot of people do want him to pull it off. Here we have the blue Protoss representing J-Team, Taiwan, and the Haitian Republic. We have Haas. The greatest of all time, according to Wax Angel.
And in the bottom right, we have the Mexican Terran representing Guadalajara, as well as Team Chivo. It is SpeCial, aka the coach of TY.
AKA, Juan told me to put TY's teacher here. And I can already sniff out some Doritos. Like, there is an atmosphere from the audience, I should point out. I should specify.
So I was about to say, sure, yeah.
I am glad that you got to intro SpeCial at least once tonight.
Yeah, spam those Doritos for Juanito. But yeah, like
he's our boy, our papi.
He is our papi. And he's been doing really well, especially in TvPs, like impressively so. Like going toe-to-toe with players like Stats and Parting has been very impressive, and I hope it's a sign to come for the rest of the year, right? Like we are still in February. Like this is still the beginning of 2020.
This is only the first event of the ESL Pro Tour. Not just of the year, but of all time.
Yeah, and there are many more to come. Haas going for that SCV.
Speaking of many more to come, yeah. That SCV is actually looking very vulnerable, but the Reaper bringing it home, defending its boy. This is what happens when you sign on to the SCV union. You get protection, Reaper protection.
Yeah. Surprisingly, Haas, again, we were talking about maybe a proxy, maybe like, something crazy, but playing relatively standard opening up. He isn't going for Stargate. Instead, he's going for this Twilight Council. which is fairly early. I imagine
so-
for Blaze. We'll see.
Yep, fans of the old Haitian Republic, and not to be confused with the Haitian Republic, otherwise known as Haiti. I do mean the Haitian Republic, otherwise known as Haas's oil rig. I bet some fans of the old Republic not quite gonna get to see what they were looking for. Instead, they get to see Haas play better than ever.
That we do, and yeah, it's cool to see a player like Haas, who he's kind of been around for a long time now, and it's cool to see him grow as a player and kind of break out from that mold that we previously saw him in.
It's always one of the best things to watch when you're following the career of a player. Like when Maru decided to dedicate less on focusing on micro and more on his macro, we all know what that happened there. I think in the C scene, when Miomaika focused less, Miomaika obviously known as the Haas of Zerg. When he gets in! He does get in with 2 full Hellions. There is some defense here, but all of these probes are bunched up. No!
Enki, please! No!
It's not Enki this time.
It is. It's Latin America
Enki,
B.
actually. I thought, I thought the last time it was Latin America A. No! But the barbecue is in effect. Actually, not getting too many probes. The defense of Haas is adequate. And it does actually take out these Hellions.
Yeah, very nicely done by SpeCial, busting in with his Reaper.
That was phase 1.
Yeah.
Now for phase 2. My favorite thing to both do and see in a TvP, it's going to be the mine drops.
Yeah, and it's going to be on Haas to see whether or not he has his units ready for it, whether he has stalkers or his... Oh, no, there he does. He has...
I don't think I've seen a Terran player in recent years who is as dedicated to mine drops as SpeCial is. But recently, it doesn't quite get as much damage as it used to.
Oh my God.
There are a lot of stalkers, but the probes are starting to bunch up. They do manage to make it out alive. Oh, I'm borrowing one, trying to get some really juicy shots. Alright, so SpeCial, he gets 2. But one thing to point out, though, is that SpeCial... actually, that's a third. Yeah,
the third one waddled out.
SpeCial not only didn't get a lot of damage done, he also didn't get scouting done. And that's
he did not.
That's really the most of the value that you get from the mine drop is scouting with your medevac.
Yeah, I will say that overall, I almost said partying. Haas, really good defense from Haas, denying that with a mine drop, only losing minimal losses. 2 drones, 2 workers, I should say. I keep saying drones.
But it is making an effect, because I don't think we pointed it out yet tonight, Light. But if you notice these arrows pointing towards SpeCial in the mineral tab, that is part of the new interface. It shows that SpeCial has, I believe, 100 mineral advantage in terms of its income. When it comes to gas,
the Raven.
it's more 50. The Raven is getting caught out a little bit, but does throw down the turret and is able to make it out alive. And that's really what you want to keep alive right now if you're the Terran player. Keep the Raven, and
it would have been disastrous if he lost his Raven. At the same time, I do believe we have that Widowmine just waddling in.
Waddling back and forth.
Beautiful.
Widowmine, he wasn't asked to do this, but he is going the extra mile.
Exactly. He's putting the work in. He's putting the hours in. Mate. What a trooper.
Mate. What a trooper.
Even dodged the stalkers.
Oh no, he's got stubby legs and can't run. Oh, will it recharge though? Will it recharge quick enough? Come on, little Widowmine, and it does! It manages to get 1 stalker before making it out. Salute to this trooper. So you have troopers. Oz is going in. He's trying to get some high ground or high ground vision, and is keeping SpeCial contained for a little while. But once the tank count really does build up, once the bio count is there, I don't think SpeCial has anything to worry about.
Yeah, nicely done by Haas. He does end up sniping 1 tank, which, is so crucial. You want to try and keep that tank count low, as it will affect...
The scan just misses the observer. Ouch, oof, owie, my bones. I think SpeCial does see it now.
I was going to say, doesn't he have a Raven?
He sent the Raven to the other side of the map. I think he wanted to get some auto turret harass, maybe?
Yeah, so it isn't
I wasn't sure what was involved there. What?
I think it just
died.
Off. Yeah, I think it was the Raven.
Lost tab. No, actually, the Raven is still alive.
Oh, okay.
It was another unit. I believe a Widowmine. I want to say. Haas doing Haas things, making as much use of his blink as he can. You know, that's an expensive investment. You don't want to let it go to waste.
Yeah, I think he's been doing fairly well with these Blink Stalkers. He's been picking off units here and there, getting tanks, getting a little bit of map control. It's quite nice what he's been able to do, but it does look like he's getting ready for an attack. He's consolidating his forces in the middle of the map.
And this could be do or die time.
Yeah, this could be quite scary for SpeCial.
Haas is trying to go for a multi-prong, and if SpeCial is caught out guard, it could be disastrous. Haas is actually the one getting caught out in the middle of the map first.
Yeah, important to note, at the same time this is happening, there is a Warp Prism on the way to SpeCial's base, but...
Nice force field. Isolate so much of the bio, but not too much. I think SpeCial is kind of all in. He's pulled his boys. This bunker is actually doing great things, taking off this this Zealot count.
Yeah, I just realized he pulled all the boys. He's just going all in, really. He's like, this is it. This is the moment. This is happening.
This is do or die time. Try to borrow his Widow Mines, but they won't. Oh, actually, I'm borrowing it real quick.
Ooh, nice.
And the force fields are invaluable right now for Haas. And as time goes on, Haas is able to warp in more and more gateway units. Blinks back, tries to pick off the tank, but not quite.
He doesn't get the tank. Oh, he does in the end.
Get the tank. He finally gets the tank, but he does lose his entire gateway army. SpeCial note, he is absolutely all in. He has lost every single SCV, and he has to make this Bioforce count. And I'm not sure if he's gotten the damage done that he needs to yet.
Yeah, he's on a timer right now. He needs to end the game as soon as possible, and it's going to take a little bit of time. He's killing the third, but then he has to move into the natural. He has to move into the main.
Picking off that Twilight Council is actually huge.
Yeah.
Oh, not Twilight Council, sorry, Templar Archives. That means that Haas has absolutely no AoE potential. And we're looking at a really odd base trade scenario, and you know what, Light? I think I actually kind of favor SpeCial.
It depends. Like, he has to react, and he has to lift his buildings and stop flying across the map.
That's the point. Yeah, he can lift his buildings, he can go across the map, and Haas has a recall, but if he recalls, he's going straight into this bio army.
Exactly. And again, SpeCial, he hasn't started lifting up his buildings. Maybe he thinks he doesn't need to. He does have a couple of Widow Mines.
SpeCial is relying on defender's advantage right now.
Yeah, but he may...
Trying to juggle his Marauders, but it's not really working out. What is this game?
Yeah, Haas just continues to warp in across the map as he does has his Warp Prism in SpeCial's main. And
SpeCial trying to snipe Nexuses left and right, or at least trying to position his units so that he can snipe the warp or the recall units. There's that lift. There is that lift. Haas,
the great migration.
That is a great migration. Haas is getting a couple of ninja bases wherever he can. SpeCial has a very bulky army, and Haas does not have the infrastructure to reinforce. He does a storm, but where are his gateways? Where are the warp-ins? Where are the Templar?
Yeah, we did take note that the Templar Archives did get sniped earlier. He did rebuild it, and he is researching storm, but it looks like it's going to get picked off. It looks like
no pylons.
SpeCial is going to find it.
Haas cannot reinforce. I like how that's the final words of that map. And just like that, SpeCial is walking home with another $200 to his pocket. I'm glad that we were able to end. I'm glad that we were able to end off and that game in particular. Like, wow, that was. I think in hindsight, it was absolutely in SpeCial's favor. But when you're on the hot seat, when it's a base trade scenario in a hot seat like that, it really does look like it could go either way.
Man, when you're up against Haas, it can always go either way, okay?
That it can. You know what? Sometimes Haas can make it to the finals.
It's true. It's happened before. And GG, well played. To both of these players. This is the end of their IEM Katowice tournament run. Unfortunately, neither player does make it out of the round of 24, but they both played their hearts out. SpeCial especially, right? He played amazingly against the Protoss in this group. He played well against Haas, Parting, and Stats.
Some of the best TvP that I've ever seen. This is fantastic.
It's just rough, right? Like in a stacked group like this, like you can play insanely well against these top tier players, but you know, there's others like Dark and Deer. Like it's just this group is so stacked that it's just so difficult to get out of.
If there is, absolutely, if there's one thing that's to take away from this, it's not that SpeCial and Haas, got eliminated from this group, but it's their gameplay. It's how much they improved from the previous year. And I think that's just a sign of good things to come for the next 3 years of the ESL Pro Tour.
Exactly. Especially with like, if you're a fan of SpeCial, like unfortunately he didn't qualify for GSL Super Tournament, but for the rest of the GSLs for the year, like I'm sure he's definitely a player that we want to keep an eye on. Like he beat Parting, he took a game of stats, like he can definitely compete amongst the other Korean players, the other Korean pros.
Especially considering that, according to there was like a one interview recently from Wax Angel and Solar, which had some hints. They're actually, I believe, extending. There is speculation that Code is coming back, but I think the only thing that's been said so far is they want to extend the qualification spots.
Yeah, I was about to say
how many players can qualify.
Yeah, like Code A coming back would be huge for Korea, and it's something that it is lacking.
And that's something that people are speculating.
Yeah. I mean, there is speculation. I'm sure probably some of the Korean players already know. They've already been informed. But, there have been delays in Korea, unfortunately, due to things like the coronavirus, which have been affecting, their broadcasts.
Miyamika's playing there now.
Yeah, Miyamika.
I had to bring it out. I do apologize.
But yeah, so that's a little bit unfortunate. But, again, this is still the beginning of the year, and there are still things to be announced. So it's an exciting time to be a StarCraft fan.
That hit absolutely is. Speaking of an exciting time, Group B. That's an exciting group.
I mean, we can talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, we do have a little bit of time as other matches are still underway.
That they are. And Group B, all of these groups are just insane.
Group B, I think, is actually the group that I'm most interested in. Well, maybe not most interested in, but I think that's the real Wild West group. So many heavy hitters. You got Raynor, you've got Rogue, you've got Zess, Sue, Showtime, and even Armani, who's a little bit of a weak link, is still pretty dang good.
Yeah, I mean, Armani especially, he is on the rise in Korea. He's been performing well. He's one of those up-and-comers who towards the end of 2019, like Ragnarok and Zaun and Armani as well, like they're kind of like peaking right now when it comes to their performance.
But we'll have to watch out for him, man. Oh man.
For sure. But yeah, that will be it for us for today for Group A.
And by us, we do mean specifically Light and I.
Yes, we will be tagging out with some of our other CranKy casters to continue on and bring you coverage of Group B. Group B still is a ways away. It's still like scheduled to start in an hour and 20 minutes. But
there are still matches in Group A that's taking place, so
yeah. Some of the other streams are still live. They're still playing, so if you want to check them out.
Speaking of which, check them out, yeah.
Yeah, you can multi-Twitch, ESL, the B stream, ESL_SE2, and ESL_SE2B are the main stream and the B stream. They are currently casting the other series to find out who will be advancing from Group A.
Go watch Grant, is all I gotta say. Watch your main stream as well, if you want. But, I mean, I think Grant does have the juicier match there. And... And I mean, I will show for Grant. I just like the guy.
Yeah. Try and support, not just the mainstream, but all the B stream, the community streams that we've been having as well. Again, make sure to give your support to Fear Dragon.
Yep.
On social media or
yeah. If you were wondering why we were covering the C stream instead of Fear Dragon, who's been doing so through the qualifiers, and Emergency did come up. So if you'd like to go on Twitter and give him your support, please do so. Yeah,
there was unfortunately a family emergency, and we were kind of like called up last minute. They're like, "Yo, IEM is in an hour. Are you guys in?" And we're like, "We're in." Like we had to quickly scramble and grab everyone and get Kura
You know
ready,
what?
get Yaku ready.
It worked out in the end.
Yeah, it was a good cast, and it was a good opportunity as well for us. It's been quite exciting.
All right, I think we will have to wrap this up very, very soon as the B stream, or no, Group B will have to set up. So follow us here as well as on Twitter. Follow us on our Discord, and we will be back with Porky and Steel Mold casting Group B.
Stay